Lasermate. Eject. Operation. Channel intro.
Hello fellow YouTubers, Lego BWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old. And today I'm doing part 2 of ranking 290 plus Ninjago characters. So if you don't know, I'm just going through ranking a lot of Ninjago characters on this tier list maker. And I'm trying to keep these relatively short. I try not to go too much above 15 minutes. And I've got these different spots. I have love, really like, just fine, don't really care about, could use some work, who, then kill them now. I'm going to say, looking at this lineup here, it looks like there's not really going to be a whole lot of characters in the upper tiers, depending on how far we go. But we're just going to have to see. It might go longer than I think. I might go further than I think. We'll just have to see. So first up we have Joel, was what Nia called this robot. And that's honestly just something I want to forget, so I'm just going to put him in don't really care about. Samukai. I'm going to put him at the bottom of like because I didn't really get to see much of him. But he seemed like he might have been kind of interesting. He's got 4 arms and we saw him challenge Garmadon, and that didn't work out so well because he couldn't handle all 4 golden weapons. So, he's kind of cool. But then we get characters like Whiplash, who, yeah, honestly, he doesn't really have much of a character. Cruncha and Knuckle, they're kind of annoying, but I don't really hate them. They're kind of fine. Some of the stuff they do is funny, but they're just kind of the typical dumb duo that I don't really need to see too much of. I pretty much feel the rest of the Skulkins are just kind of in don't really care about. Now the dragons. The dragons are pretty cool. It is a shame they're not much in the way of characters, but I do really like dragons, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put them up quite a bit. Wisp, Flame, Rocky, and Shard. Then we had the Ultra Dragon, who I guess left in one of the Legacy shorts. I did see that one. I didn't fully understand it, just left, and I guess Lloyd was remembering that. But it's pretty cool, the Ultra Dragon. Alright, now we're getting into some Serpentine. Starting with Scales. And he's just honestly kind of like... He's cool. He was the backstabbing second in command, but pretty much from Nindroids onwards, when we've seen him, there's not too much to him. He does seem to lean a little bit more towards the good side, though, now, so at least there's that. And then we have his wife and son, who are just kind of fine. We don't know very much about them. And then the rest of the snakes go in, don't really care about. And then we got Phantom. I guess it's kind of cool. Or they're both kind of cool. I don't really know. Is it a he or a they? I don't know. But kind of cool with the vampire type voice. But again, not too much to the character. But still kind of a cool concept. And then the rest are and don't really care about. Then we got Scalador. He's cool, I guess. Again, not too much to his character. Now, Baitar, I'm probably going to have to put him in like also just because I have kind of fond memories of getting a set that he came in, a little spinner set. Mainly just for that, because again, there's not much to the character. But there's special memories there. And then once again, the rest going don't really care about. Now, Sidicus is, I'll be honest, probably my favorite of the Snake Generals, just because he's this old, kind of wise guy. We've seen him in the more, it's like a little bit more recent episodes, and he was pretty cool. Again, he didn't do that much, but I don't know. It's just, I think it's his voice. I just think his voice is really cool. And once again, rest are in don't really care about. Now we got Pythor, who, as a kid, I found him really annoying, which means he was a pretty good antagonist. Okay, I said Acidicus is my favorite, but I might have to put him under Pythor. Okay, let's bump Pythor up a little bit. Because he's a pretty cool villain, and we're supposed to finally be seeing him return in the Crystallized season. So, that'll be pretty cool. And then we got the original Anachondri, who kind of exist. Seem like they might have been cool, but we obviously don't get to see much of them. So, Great Devourer. Now, he was a real force to be reckoned with. Again, not too much to it as a character, but we did kind of see when Garmadon was attacking it closed its eyes, meaning it was aware of what was going on. So we know it had a certain level of intelligence. But again, no personality, obviously, no dialogue. It's just something that consumed everything in its path, and that's totally fine. Not all villains need to have just a super noticeable personality. Sometimes they can just be senseless beasts that crave destruction. Then we got the bus driver, who's fine. This kid, he's fine. Now, Mother Doomsday, he's pretty cool. I honestly do like him. Obviously not an amazing character, but I do like him. He's just a knowledgeable geek, and I like that. Gale Gossip. She goes and kills them now. I hate her a lot. I've never liked the news reporters in movies and shows. They always, pretty much always, drive me crazy. And I just can't stand them at all. And all she does is just report the news and get in trouble. I just can't stand her at all. I just wish she wasn't in the show anymore, to be honest. Then there's Vinny of NGTV. And honestly, I do kind of like him. I'd still probably just put him in just fine, but I like him a little bit better because of the scene where he talked to Garmadon about what was important in life, and he knew that stuff, so he's okay. Okay, then, and this guy I'd probably put in don't really care about. But then him, he was in an episode that I hate, so as such, he just goes and kills them now also. Don't know who this guy is. And then this guy, he exists. Alright, now we're getting into the pirates. Starting off with Captain Soto. He's honestly pretty cool, I'd say. I like him. probably right there. We've seen him help the ninja on occasion. And he was pretty cool in Skybound. But then, like always, the rest of the pirates just kind of go in. Don't really care about, they're just generics. The mechanic, we've been seeing him a lot more recently, and we're going to be seeing him in Crystallized, and I think he's kind of an okay villain. Not my favorite, but I think there's definitely some interesting stuff they can do with him. Alright, let's see. And then we have Brad, who I'm honestly probably going to put in just fine. Just how it is with most of the kids, because there's not that much to them. Obviously, they're just the students. Like, we saw them all team up with Lloyd in the one episode, but that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much the end of what we saw with their characters. Man, there's a lot of characters I'm just kind of shuffling into just fine and don't really care about, but the show that's been going on as long as this has a lot of just generic background characters that I don't really care about that much. Because that's pretty much the same for the ninja clones. We saw them for one episode and they never mentioned them again. Now, Kozu, he's nothing amazing, but he just kind of has a presence. He's the general and he has 4 arms. So he's pretty cool. Not much to his character, but that's okay also. We know he's loyal. That's good enough for me. And then the rest of them go into don't really care about. And then there's some more characters. The circus guys. And the construction worker. And the museum guy. I don't really care about him. So. Let's see. And then the same for this guy. The doghound dude. There's not a lot to him either. And we have... What was her name? She went on the game show. She's just fine, I guess. What was it? Kathy? Kathy was her name, wasn't it? I think. And then we have the guy who worked at Chen's Noodle House who don't really care about. Then we have Cryptor. Cryptor is pretty cool. Similar with Kozu, maybe not as much to him, but he's just the general of the Ninjroid army, and he doesn't really, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like I guess he does show emotion. He's not afraid to taunt his enemies, so he's pretty cool. Then we have the generic, which is don't really care about. And then Mindroid, I think Mindroid's kind of funny, so I'll put him at the bottom of like. Overlord, finally. One of my favorite Ninjago villains. First off, he's voiced by Scott McNeil, so that really helps him, but also he's just so cool. He's one of those villains I was talking about where there's not really too much depth to why he does the things he does. He's just bent on taking over the world just because he's evil. He's just the physical manifestation of darkness. And that's cool. Then we have the Ninjroid security guard. Pretty pathetic, but that's just kind of how guards are generally portrayed. Then we get to Chen, who also is probably another one of my favorite villains. He's just completely insane, and he was trying to steal all the Elemental Master's powers. We have Klaus, who did kind of annoy me at one time, but I did find out he's voiced by Scott McNeil, so he has to go in like. And he is a cool villain, which is probably why it's good that he annoyed me. And then we have some just generic Chen goon dudes. Wow. Okay. Then we have Klaus's snake. Again, not much to the character, but snakes are cool, so it has to go in like. Alright. Final one, I'm going to be starting into the Elemental Masters. We got Nero. Honestly, I really like Nero. He's really cool. He's just got such a calm voice, can read minds, and he's been very helpful to them, especially in like Hunted and such. So I think he's really cool. Even if we haven't really seen him that much, well, we have seen him. He's pretty awesome. Okay, so that's what we've covered so far, and here's what we still have to go. So that pretty much does it for now. And as always, please be sure to comment down below, again, what you think of the characters I ranked. Maybe you really like the ones that I hate and may not like the ones that I like. So be sure to comment that down below. And as always, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.